How's it going, everybody? This is the Keenest Fox here. Today is my channel where I talk about anime, video games, cartoons, most notably Sonic or Ninja Turtle lore. And today I'm doing a little bit of my own review on the Sonic movie, the Sonic 2 movie that just came out. Since everybody's talking about it and stuff, and I haven't really put my thoughts out there yet. I would have done it sooner, but I just never had the chance because usually I like to record when I have the house to myself, and usually I have my job and stuff at Dunkin' Donuts and stuff that I usually work there. So yeah, but anyways, now that I have some free time and I just got off of work, I can finally talk about it. So, where do I even begin? So I'm just gonna share my opinions and stuff. I'm not gonna recap the entire movie. Obviously there's gonna be spoilers in this video, so I guess that's your warning right there. Don't watch it and whatnot. But yeah, I'm just gonna share you my opinions and stuff, what I didn't like, what I really liked, and just what I think for like this whole entire movie thing going onwards. So let's start. Alright, so I'm going to show you some of my general thoughts and stuff on the movie. Just some of my own opinions and whatnot. So I'm kind of going to be reading this off a little bit of a script, but of course add-ons and stuff I like to record, like I like to write down my thoughts first so I can kind of have an assortment of what I want to talk about so I can stay on track. But anyways, my opinions. So honestly, I thought it was a pretty good adaptation of the Death Egg saga. You know, basically the adaptations of Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles, pretty much. That's pretty much what this movie was. If you didn't, if you're just a normie watching it, or if you don't know about that, I mean, I've waited like decades really for this to come out, and I'm not that old, but I'm like, yeah, I'm in like kind of my early 20s and stuff, but I've waited a long time. I've been a Sonic fan for a long time. I'm not gonna say my age just yet on this channel. Some of you might have to guess, or you might have to find out, but or whatever, you might catch me slipping up. But anyways, I've been a Sonic fan for a long, long time, and I've always waited since like I was a kid, right? Back when I had like, back when my when one of my friends introduced to me like the Sonic series and stuff, and I got it on the GameCube and stuff later on. Yeah, man, I was hooked on Sonic. So I've always waited for this for years. But anyways, so definitely seeing a movie with like three of my favorite Sonic characters, that being of course Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles and stuff. Yeah, like Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, they're always going to be my favorite Sonic characters and stuff. Amy's also up there too and stuff, of course. So yeah, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, they're my favorite characters and stuff. Originally it was always just Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, but then since they've been kind of like, I guess Tails and Knuckles have been kind of falling off a little bit, Amy became my number two. So yeah, Sonic, Amy, and then Tails, and then Knuckles. But I don't know. I think Tails is definitely coming back from the gutter and stuff after Forces, but I'll make a separate video explaining that later. Anyways, let's get back to the topic. So, anyways, yeah, so it's nice seeing some of my favorite video game characters together in the movie and stuff, working together side by side and everything. So yeah, that was awesome. So the first movie was great. The first one that came out like 2 years ago. It was a pretty good movie. It was kind of like a buddy road trip kind of adventure, you know, with Sonic and Tom and stuff. So we get a little introduced to Sonic as a character here. My only main complaint from the trailer at the time, or from my thing, I'm not talking about the old trailer. I'm talking about just in general. With that first movie, was that I wanted more characters and stuff. I wanted more like Tails or Knuckles or something, rather than just Sonic. Which again, I'm a huge Sonic fan. Sonic is my favorite character, and probably one of my favorite fictional favorite characters in general, if I'm going to be honest with you, because a lot of people associate me with the character, because, well, and for good reason too, because I talk about Sonic a lot, and I love all things Sonic just about. But regardless though, Sonic. Yeah, but the first movie was great. I liked it and stuff. I thought it was pretty good, but I just wish that they had more characters, and I feel like the second movie definitely delivered that fulfillment that I wanted more Sonic characters and stuff like Tails and Knuckles, which yeah, they were definitely enough to make this movie great. Honestly, I feel like the best highlights from this movie is mostly just from Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Dr. Eggman, and a little bit from Tom and Maddie. But I definitely feel like the big four here is definitely the ones you might want to, like, you would rather watch than anyone else. When it's focused on like someone else or whatever, and like when they're not in the scene, it kind of just feels like a completely different movie, if you ask me. But again, that's just my opinion. But yeah, this second movie was pretty awesome, man. I love it. Definitely recommend it to any Sonic fan. But yeah. So anyways, the movie versus lore in the world. So it does in fact kind of interest me as a fan, like the world and the lore and stuff. I am curious to know more and stuff because, like, definitely from the prequel comic, it kind of shows that the Mobians are more so like aliens and stuff instead of actually being domesticated on Earth, like, along like living side by side with humans and stuff. Which personally myself, that's how I prefer, like the Mobians and stuff to live, like just to live on Earth and stuff and be like interacting with humans and whatnot, just coexisting. That's how I prefer it, but they wanted to kind of, I guess, slowly introduce Sonic into like what if Sonic was in a like real life kind of thing. So they introduced him as an alien, which I wasn't all for at first, but now I'm starting to kind of warm up to the idea a little bit. But I don't think this should be Sonic overall. So it's going to be kind of annoying when you get like a little kid or somebody who just saw the Sonic movie and don't know anything about the games or something, be all like, "Oh no, Sonic's an alien," because I got into a debate with my cousin. She's not a kid, but she's like a teenager and stuff. She was talking about how Sonic's an alien and stuff, and I was like, he's not an alien. He's just an alien in the game. I mean, in the movies and stuff, not the games, but whatever. But anyways, they're mostly just Mobians and stuff that travel through the warp rings, and they live in like grassy villages and environments and stuff on different planets. We see this with like Knuckles and stuff inside the movie where he's living in a tribe with his people. We see this with Sonic where he's living with Longclaw, and I can probably assume the same thing with Tails as well, since he also says he comes from a village as well. So yeah. So I mean, I would definitely love to see more of this world and stuff. I want to see what they can do if they like retold this story with like Amy or Shadow or Team Chaotix, and they definitely do seem passionate about telling a story with Shadow and stuff. Going straight for like Sonic Adventures 2 out here. So that's pretty awesome. So yeah. But anyways, this version of Sonic. So what do I think? So he's definitely growing in terms of like not only just popularity, of course, but also in terms of like physically and mentally as well. When I saw the first movie and they kind of changed Sonic's character a little bit, I wasn't really all for it, but I can understand it because Sonic's not really exactly the kind of character that has to go through character development. But I felt like movie Sonic's personality was fitting because he at least can go through some kind of character development and some kind of growth. So in the first movie, he was kind of just mostly like a 14-year-old kid and stuff. He was actually, yeah, he's 14-year-old kid and stuff, likes to make a bunch of fart jokes and stuff or whatever, or and he likes to joke around a lot. That's kind of his character. And here he definitely he's definitely grown up a lot since then. He's like, I think they said it's been like 200 days, 220 something days, so that's at least a year and a half, or not a year and a half, that's almost a year. My bad. I know 364 days is a year, but that's been almost about a year. So he's probably around the age of like 15ish maybe in this movie, but or almost, or he's probably still just 14. We just yeah, well, he could be 15 because 200. Well, I don't know. Anyways, he's a little bit more older now and a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit more mature. He still makes a bunch of jokes and stuff every now and then, but nothing wrong with that. That's always Sonic, of course. He's known for making jokes and being sarcastic and witty and stuff. But in here, if I had to like compare his character to somebody, I would just say that Sonic's character in this movie is a lot similar to Tangle the lemur from the IDW comics, and a lot to and a little bit like Silver's in a way. Silver the Hedgehog, of course. And the reason why I say Tangle is because, like, I remember reading the prequel comic of where Sonic is, like, bored out of his mind and stuff and just trying to wonder what he can do with his amazing powers and stuff to, like, stop crime and just go on adventures and stuff. And it just reminded me of, like, the scene from the IDW comics where, in the Tangle and Whisper miniseries where Tangle was actually wondering that same thing, like, like wanting to go on adventures and stuff after, like, stopping Metal Sonic, basically. So definitely reminded me a lot of that. And then I say it definitely like Silver because Silver also like, he also kind of grew up in an isolated kind of world. Obviously Silver's world was a lot more apocalyptic than Sonic, whereas Sonic's world is like, oh, it's normal, but people just don't know he exists. Like he's a Ninja Turtle or something pretty much. But for Silver, so Silver, he kind of has some stuff with his insecurity and he kind of talks to himself a lot. So this is the exact same thing with this version of Sonic too, but I think he does less of that now since he has people that he can actually talk to and interact with without freaking out and stuff like that, basically. But anyways, he's definitely growing, and then I say physically as well because in the first movie he was pretty strong and sturdy. Like he took a bomb, he took a hit from a bomb and stuff or from a grenade. That was pretty impressive and stuff, and was like just knocked out for a good minute. Until like Tom was able to get him back to Rachel's house. So yeah, that was pretty cool. But he's definitely a lot stronger here because we see this version of Sonic. He's out here easily subduing like a couple of like thugs and stuff who were like robbing this armed truck. Whereas like in the first movie, he could barely like his punches could barely affect this one hefty guy, and whatnot. So yeah, like Sonic's definitely getting stronger in here. He also took a bunch of hits and stuff from Knuckles and stuff. And if you actually read the prequel comic, Knuckles knocked out like this giant crawfish, lobster-looking monster and stuff. So yeah, one shot too. Yeah, like one shot took him out. So yeah, this version of Sonic's definitely powerful. Not to mention, on top of the fact that like, and I'm actually pretty impressed with this feat because from the first movie, when Sonic actually like was running so fast, he has this like electric powers and stuff, which he doesn't have in the games, obviously. But what he has in this movie was that he used his powers and stuff, which created this weird EMP kind of blast, which blew out like all the power in the entire like I guess continent. That actually ranged throughout the entire galaxy, all the way up to like Tails' planet, which that is in itself is very impressive. So I gotta say, this version of Sonic definitely has a lot of potential to be really powerful and whatnot. Who knows? But yeah, definitely would scale to like a galaxy level like probably. Who knows? But anyways, yeah. So that's his power right there. So yeah, that's pretty impressive if you ask me. And then, like I said, definitely going toe to toe with Knuckles and stuff is definitely a big feat. What else? And then, of course, if you don't already know, I already said spoilers. He goes supersonic, and in there, like in here, supersonic is, of course, like considered to be like the most powerful being in the universe, pretty much. Dr. Eggman himself, with this power, was saying that he could probably take over the entire universe or the multiverse, even. Obviously, he could have probably been rambling, but who knows? But yeah, but Supersonic was definitely very powerful. Could summon chili dogs and shit like that, atomize that shit. Summon lightning, cloud storms, or whatever. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Destroyed that Death Egg robot. That was awesome. So yeah, so this movie was definitely a treat, man. It was definitely a trip. Definitely like like a dream movie, like yeah, a dream or something for most Sonic fans like myself. But yeah, man, he's definitely he's definitely grown a lot. Knuckles' portrayal. So basically, Idris Elba, he portrayed Knuckles. I mean, I was like, well, I'm not saying he can't pull it off. I'm like, oh yeah, he seems pretty decent, I guess. He's a good actor. I mean, I would have probably preferred somebody from the games or something. Like, yeah. I would say the best Knuckles voice, in my opinion, is probably and always will be Dan Green. Maybe the guy who voiced who voiced Knuckles inside Sonic Adventure and stuff. Those guys were pretty good in the Dreamcast era. But for me, Dan Green is always going to be my favorite Knuckles voice, I guess. But Idris Elba, he was pretty good. It's a lot different from Knuckles and stuff in terms of like his character in this movie. But he does show a lot of heart, honor, strength, and spirit in this role and whatnot. And I like that. He has that warrior kind of personality. He reminds me a little bit of like Starfire from like Teen Titans and stuff. How like Starfire is a very honorable character as well. But when it comes to like Earth customs and stuff, she's like very naive and stuff. Like she'll like put ketchup. I mean, she'll put like mustard or something on pizza. Knuckles here, he would be like, oh, I'll probably put grapes on ice cream or something or whatever. But I like his character in this movie. He's really awesome and stuff. And hell, he was actually he was definitely a big threat for Sonic, Every time this man appeared against Sonic and stuff, Sonic was like either running off or he couldn't beat him. Hell, I don't even think there was a single moment in this movie where Sonic actually beat Knuckles. So that is actually pretty good for Knuckles. So yeah, Knuckles was definitely getting some spotlight here and there. I think he had a pretty good backstory, which, I'm not even going to go into that. We're not going to talk about a certain writer who's actually trying to sue Paramount because he believes that two of his own characters that they didn't even use in the movie is in the movie and he didn't watch the movie. But we're not going to talk about him. But Knuckles, though. Yeah, definitely quite imposing, really powerful. Yeah, what more can I say? He's just treated with a lot more respect and stuff. He's not treated like a joke where he's gullible and stuff, or he's treated like he's stupid or something. I mean, well, a little bit, but he's not like stupid. He's just naive, like he doesn't know how things work on Earth pretty much. So that's his character. And I'm not against it. I like it. But yeah. But now we go into Tails. So Tails. Tails is honestly the most accurate character in the game. I mean, not in the game, in the movie and stuff. Really, of course, because you also got Tails' voice actress from the video games itself, Colleen Valiard. So the minute she got casted for the role, she was already like, yeah, I already know what to do. I already know Tails. I'm familiar with this character. You don't got to say less. It's like say less. I got it from here. Yeah, Colleen Valier definitely did a good ass job voicing Tails and stuff. I remember walking out the theater and my aunt was like asked me who was Tails' voice actress. I was like, oh, that's Colleen Valier. She's voices Tails from the game. She was like, really? They actually got him from the games? I was like, yeah. Um, like yeah, Tails is like the only character. Ben Schwartz, I think he did a good ass job, definitely with Sonic and whatnot. Definitely here, he definitely did better. In the first movie, I thought he was pretty good. I wouldn't say not good enough to replace anybody like, of course, not a Jason Griffith, definitely not Ryan Dramad, or definitely not. Well, I wouldn't say not definitely, but not. I wouldn't say he should replace Roger Craig Smith, but I thought Ben Schwartz was pretty good. He definitely he definitely did a good job playing a younger kid version of Sonic in a way, in my opinion. And I definitely feel like in this movie we can kind of feel his growth and whatnot in this role. So yeah, but back on topic with Tails. Yeah, so I really like Tails and Sonic inside this version and stuff. They definitely like Tails is the most accurate and stuff, and it's not really hard to write Tails and stuff because he's a very simple character that looks up to Sonic and idolizes him and whatnot. He kind of started off as a scared kid, but then he blossoms into becoming a great hero and whatnot, and partner to Sonic and whatnot, one of his most reliable friends and stuff and everything. Yeah, so I really like Tails in this version. Like I said, I think him and Sonic really had some pretty good chemistry in here and stuff. They really did get along. They acted like like kind of like brothers and stuff. Pretty much, I really loved it. Sonic was always like defensive, or he was always like trying to reassure like Tails is okay, whether mentally or if he's all right. Everything. Like Sonic was like, yeah, he always had Tails' back, and I liked it. I really loved it. So definitely, like, especially since Tails has been always one of my favorite characters. Of course, I back when I was younger, I couldn't even decide whether or not I liked Sonic or Tails better. I mean, I eventually bit the bullet and said Sonic is better. But at one point, I used to consider Tails to be like one of my favorite video game characters. But anyways, yeah, so Tails, he's definitely presented like really well in this movie and stuff. He just like in the games, they did him justice and whatnot. Yeah. I do have to say that the movie kind of did pander a little bit to the kids and stuff with the butt jokes and the weird scenes and stuff with the humans. Trust me, we'll get into that in a second. I mean, I would say except for like Tom and Maddie being the exceptions. But yeah. And then next up we got Jim Carrey's Dr. Eggman, which was pretty goofy, but sometimes he was good and sometimes he was kind of a little, yeah. But he certainly did capture the look as Dr. Eggman. He really did look the part, like the bald head, the the little flight suit. I know it doesn't look exactly as accurate to the games, but that's a really good look. I'm like, damn, that's a really good look. And the robots and stuff and everything, like hell, even by himself, without his machines and his robots and stuff, he's still able to take out like well-trained fighters and stuff by himself, like just using his cunning and his like his 300 IQ and whatnot. That's pretty cool in my opinion. But yeah. But yeah, Jim Carrey really did do a good job playing as Dr. Eggman and stuff, playing as Robotnik, and he was having quite a riot playing him and stuff. He was kind of just, I don't know, you can just imagine he was doing a bunch of add-ons and stuff like that. I don't know. But despite being goofy, he managed to outwit and control like the situation as a villain. So he comes off really as imposing and stuff, or Sonic always has to avoid him or whatever, just like Knuckles a little bit. Well, probably more so with Knuckles, but with Eggman, he was like, yeah. But Eggman, he was just mostly just comedic and stuff, kind of like really comedic bad guy and stuff. But I like his monologues and all that stuff. It was pretty cool. And not to mention, I feel like they best used him when he was using the Master Emerald and stuff to enhance his own, like to, well, not enhance his own powers, but to gain power and stuff. And he was basically controlling the freaking weather. Dude was out here pulling a Magneto. He built the Death Egg robot out of all these tanks and stuff. That was pretty awesome. Yeah, everything. He was shooting out lightning and stuff. I was like, wow, that is so cool. And then Knuckles punched the emerald out of him like he did inside, like he punched the Chaos Emeralds out of Sonic like he did inside Sonic 3. But yeah. And then, of course, like I said, he loses this power, and then he's stopped by Supersonic in the end. So, I mean, I just thought he had some good jokes here and there, as well as, like, he was built to be, like, the ultimate enemy, pretty much, like Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, the three of them had to, like, jump him and stuff, or they had to work together to, beat him and stuff, to beat the Death Egg robot. And then, even when, even though they knocked out the Emerald and stuff, Sonic gained the Emerald and then it shattered, broke into the Chaos Emeralds and stuff, and then Sonic used that, became Super Sonic, whooped ass and everything, and yeah, it was pretty awesome. So I really, yeah, I really like that. So Jim Carrey definitely was good. He says that he's probably not gonna come back to like really doing Hollywood and stuff. So the role for Dr. Eggman might be up there. So I'm not sure if they're gonna bring Dr. Eggman back or not, or what. But honestly, if they killed off Dr. Eggman here, I probably wouldn't even mind it because I feel like yeah, he did his part and whatnot. In the next movie, I feel like there should be like a different type of villain or something. Obviously, like I said, they want to do stuff with Shadow, so that's gonna be awesome. So who knows? Maybe Agent Stone will probably like be looking through like I don't want Agent Stone to be the main bad guy, but I think he should be like kind of like okay, maybe he's a side villain. Like basically, he just like was looking through some of Eggman's old archives or the Robotnik's archives and finds oh, Project Shadow, and then he awakens Shadow or something. I don't know anything. That would be pretty awesome in my opinion. But anyways, I really like this second movie. It was pretty awesome. I'm not in any hurry for a third Sonic movie. I do want to see a third movie, but I'm in no hurry. Hell, I don't care if it takes 5 years or not for them to make another like Sonic movie or whatever. As long as they take their time and write it with care, I want them to definitely take their time and just write it with care like they did this movie or something. I don't want them to just try to milk it or anything. I don't want it to like turn into the MCU where basically like the MCU where they're basically they're a shell of its former self because the MCU started off strong during phase 1 with with Iron Man. Incredible Hulk was alright. It's been a long time since I've seen it, so I can't really remember it. Thor was okay. Looking back, I think it's alright. Captain America was awesome. Iron Man 2, I actually thought that was pretty good. Especially when you're like older and you can look back and understand and you're like, okay, I like this. I mean, I know some fans don't like it, some people do. It's weird. And then Avengers, of course, was obviously awesome. And then I felt like the Phase 2 was a little stale, but it was alright. They had some pretty good movies like Winter Soldier and stuff. Phase 3, they kind of goofed up things, and then Phase 4, yeah, Phase 4 just I don't even know what the hell they're doing with Phase 4. But yeah, so I don't want the Sonic series to be like that. They just get all cocky and stuff. Be like, yeah, well, we have it from here, guys. Whatever we put out is going to be good automatically. Yeah, whatever they put out is going to be good automatically. I don't want them to make that same mistake. Kind of like what they did with Spider-Man No Way Home. I really hate Spider-Man No Way Home. I know some people, probably even some people who watch me actually like No Way Home, and that's fine. Personally, myself, I actually hate Spider-Man No Way Home. I've been wanting to talk about it, but I don't know. I really, really hate that movie. But maybe I might talk about it another time. I'm not even sure. But regardless, yeah, those are just my opinions. Alright, so I'm going to talk about some of my least favorite parts before I start talking about like my favorite parts in the movie and stuff. I know this review isn't over just yet because there's a lot I want to talk about. But I want to make sure I cover everything. So I'm pretty sure this is universal. Like I'm pretty sure a lot of people who saw the movie will probably agree on this too. But some of my least favorite parts were actually well, I would say the biggest one is definitely the wedding scene. Now, the wedding scene where the GUN agents pulled that sting operation and captured Sonic and stuff and everything, and oh, it's Rachel, yeah, Rachel's fiance is a GUN agent. I was like, oh, well, shit, I wasn't expecting that. Now that was probably the best plot twist in the entire movie. I would say that as much. That was definitely a really big plot twist. I really did not see that coming. I don't even know anyone who actually saw that one coming, honestly. But that was a good plot twist. I ain't gonna lie. But what I really didn't like was like how long they dragged out that joke with Rachel and stuff. Rachel, if you don't know, is Maddie, and if you don't know who Maddie is, so basically, Tom's sister-in-law is Rachel, pretty much, and Maddie is Tom's wife. Anyways, Rachel, she's that loudmouth sister-in-law of Tom that just be like, yeah, telling her sister to get the divorce and everything. She's a funny character, but yeah, like she's good for some jokes. But this, I feel like, yeah, this ain't one of them. This ain't really a good joke. I felt like that wedding scene where she wanted to get revenge on her fiance and stuff for like, oh, well, you tricked me and all that, and you got tased, and I'm gonna capture the gun commander and make all these other GUN soldiers look like cannon fodder. Yeah, that wasn't really a good scene. It kind of made the GUN agents look weak against irrational angry, inexperienced woman and stuff. I did not like that scene whatsoever. Um, it was kind of just lame, and I was like, man, can we just get back to like Sonic or Tails? Can we get back to like Maddie rescuing them and Tom or something? Or can we go back to like Knuckles and Dr. Eggman going to the island? Whatever, anything but this. Like, yeah, this ran on for like, I don't know, like I want to say 5 or 6 minutes at best. This was too long, and this is already like around the end of the movie, and I was like, man, can we hurry things up, people? Uh, I'm waiting, but yeah, seriously though, that was a bad scene. And then Wade. So if you don't know who Wade is Tom's friend and stuff, Tom's best friend, and that's cool. Tom's got a best friend and whatnot. He's his partner and everything. Wade's a decent character, but in here, I gotta say, like, I feel like okay. Well, let me start with this. The scene towards the end where Wade basically is just in Green Hills, the town and stuff, and he's just like wandering around. He's about to grab a bagel or something, and basically he just finds, oh, it's closed, and then he finds Agent Stone got this weird laboratory inside the coffee shop, and then he shows up and tries to arrest him or whatever. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, this is so. Can we not, people? This joke is kind of dragging on a little bit too long. What is with this, and then also in the scene, and before that, even in the beginning of the movie, where Sonic and Tails are like, listening to like Longclaw's little monologue and stuff through her like narration and stuff through her like little hologram and stuff. That was a very touching scene and stuff. I really liked it and stuff. The animation looked great. The voice acting was great for Longclaw and everything. I thought it was pretty awesome, right? And it was definitely a feel moment. But what I didn't like was Wade interjecting and stuff with his little weird movie references or whatever. It's like, yeah, or he's like, oh yeah, I knew a kid named Knuckles. Man, if that's that same Knuckles from yeah, it's not a knock at the actor, but it's just, why would you put that scene in there? This is supposed to be a heart wrenching moment, and it would be best without the comedy. We can save the comedy for later, but personally myself, I don't think this is where it's needed. You know what I mean? Right. But yeah. So those were honestly like my least favorite parts about the movie. Other than that, I like the movie overall and whatnot. So again, not perfect, but again, I liked it. So yeah, but just not these scenes though, of course, that I just mentioned. So now we'll talk about what I actually did like. Alright, so now I'm going to start talking about some of the best moments in the movie and stuff. So, some of my favorite moments and stuff, just a lot of things that I just picked out. And whatnot. I might miss a couple of things, but there's a lot of things I liked about the movie, of course. So, where are some of the best moments? So, one of the best moments I would definitely say is the opening scene, where, the opening scene of like where Sonic and stuff is like, on top of the rooftop, and he's like, there's this moon and stuff, and it kind of reminds me a lot of his like introduction inside Sonic Adventures 1, where he was helping the police fight chaos and stuff, but instead he's helping them fight a bunch of bank robbers and stuff. And I love the animation and stuff, and how like Sonic jumped off the building like some Miles Morales type of shit from like Spider-Verse, and then he like gets inside the truck, knocks out the criminals and stuff, and then he's trying to get the bombs out or whatever, and yeah, and whatnot, and then he takes apart that armored truck. I thought that taking that part of the armored truck, that was not only just a good feat, but that was also pretty cool in my opinion. I love the animation and stuff. That was pretty awesome, and whatnot. I really like that. And then let's see what else. Another great scene is when Sonic and Tom go fishing and stuff, and they have that good talk. They have a little heart-to-heart talk about how Tom was saying that Sonic's being reckless and he should stop this whole hero stuff. He ain't Batman, pretty much, yada, yada, yada. And Tom was saying how, basically his moment, it doesn't, he doesn't choose his own moment, it chooses him. So basically, when the time calls for it, Sonic will, in fact, use his powers when needed to definitely do some good. But right now, he should just live his life as just a normal kid and stuff. And I like it, I really do. I thought that was a really good scene. And I think James Martison, he's a good ass actor. He does good as Tom. He definitely stole the show from the first movie. Him and Jim Carrey, they were probably the most well experienced actors in my opinion on that movie and stuff. That definitely stood out the most, even more so than like Ben Schwartz. I would say Ben Schwartz was like a number 3, but here he does kind of take a backseat, and definitely for the better. I don't want him to outshine like Tails, Knuckles, or Sonic or whatever. But yeah, I think the actor was great. Of course, James Marsden. I don't remember seeing him in anything else too much besides, of course, X-Men. Which that guy, I was like, yo, that's Cyclops. Like, yo, that's Cyclops from X-Men. Oh shit. Hey, look, it's Cyclops. Yeah, I associate this man with Cyclops. I'm not a huge fan of X-Men or Cyclops like that, but still, I loved the X-Men movies when I was growing up as a kid, man. And I saw it when I was like when I was like little and stuff. And like I remember like X3 was coming out and stuff. I had my mom had X2 on DVD, and then I got X1 and 3 later on for Christmas. But yeah, I grew up watching the original X-Men trilogy and stuff, and yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. But anyways, but James Marsden, he's definitely a good ass actor and stuff. I love that scene with him and Sonic and stuff, just talking about that fishing and whatnot, and talking about responsibilities and stuff and obligations. That was pretty cool. And then of course the fights and stuff. The fight with Sonic and Knuckles, of course. Hell, I actually heard that Japan, I think, called this movie Sonic versus Knuckles instead of Sonic 2 and whatnot, which is actually pretty awesome. But yeah, this movie, like I think Sonic and Knuckles fought like a total of 3 times. One in the beginning when they first met. Knuckles out here was stomping the shit out of Sonic and stuff. And then the midway through the movie where Sonic and Knuckles are pretty much like not sledding, but what's the word, snowboarding and stuff. Like they're like they're fighting at like Siberia, but I feel like that's it. Well, I'll talk about that in a second. But they're fighting in Siberia and stuff, and they're on like the snowboards and stuff, fighting and whatnot. I thought that was pretty cool and whatnot. What else? And then they fought at the temple, and that was like one of the best fights as well. Like I said, excellent animation. I love the fights and stuff between them and whatnot. It was pretty awesome. Like I said, Knuckles actually, I think, beat Sonic in all of those fights, or at least it ended on like maybe, well, hell, that last fight, it might have ended on a draw because, it got interrupted because Eggman was stealing the Master Emerald, but still, Sonic never actually beat Knuckles in that movie. So, like I said, definitely big wins for Knuckles there. But anyways, but yeah, it was definitely well choreographed and stuff. I really love the animations and stuff and the shots, the choreography, everything. I've already mentioned before, I love Sonic and Tails' chemistry in this, really well executed. This is definitely what I want to see from Sonic and Tails when they're just acting as friends and stuff. Like I said, no weird relationship drama or whatever, or nothing, or no weird drama like in Lost World or something like that where they're just bickering. We like to see them when they're getting along like brothers and they're looking out for one another and just looking out for their best interests and stuff. I love that and whatnot, that relationship between Sonic and Tails. So, anyways, let's see what else. Of course, I gotta say, Tails is definitely one of the best characters in this movie. I already said he was definitely portrayed a lot accurate, kind of like Sonic Boom Tails a little bit. Because, hell, even inside Sonic Boom, where the main characters are a little bit different from their main counterparts, Tails is probably the only one that's actually like the most like game accurate and stuff. Even in terms of like his design a little bit. Like his design, like the only add-ons is like his gloves and shoes are a little bit different, and that he wears like a workshop belt and his goggles. But other than that, Tails looks pretty much the same. And honestly, that's probably the design that they should use, like in the games and stuff, like to make Tails seem a little bit more older and experienced. But that's just my opinion. I'll talk more about that in another video that I'm planning on doing about Tails. But anyways, so yeah. And then also the movie has some pretty great locations and stuff. So so locations and stuff. I mean, like I like when movies or when like definitely when it's like an adventure and stuff, they have like different backgrounds and stuff, or different like locations where the characters can be this, especially like on an adventure. Let's see, stuff like the Mushroom Planet. I have to say it's definitely a big reference to Mushroom Hill. A lot of people were saying it's definitely a reference to Super Mario. Maybe, maybe not, but I want to say it's Mushroom Hill and whatnot. This is where Eggman first met Knuckles at, so it's definitely Mushroom Hill in my opinion. Siberia definitely reminds me a lot of the Ice Cap Zone from Sonic, what was it, Sonic 2 or Sonic 3? The Ice Cap Zone, that was pretty awesome, where Sonic is snowboarding and stuff. Honestly, I thought that this was going to be the Ice Cap Zone, but nope, it's just Siberia. So they're trying to make the real world locations like the kind of fictional locations inside the games and stuff, which I don't mind that entirely, but yeah. But that's pretty awesome. So the Ice Cap Zone there. What else? The temple. The temple definitely reminded me a lot of like the Labyrinth, or the, what's it called? Or the Lost World from Sonic Adventure and stuff. The Labyrinth, from I think Sonic, what was it, 1 or was it Sonic 3? I can't remember. but Lost World definitely from like Sonic Adventure and stuff. Definitely, the temple was honestly probably my favorite background in that whole movie. And honestly, I think the wedding should have taken place in like Vegas or something, and then you could have gotten like Casino Park and stuff. That would have been awesome actually. If they got in like Casino Park, if they're in Vegas and stuff. Just think about it. But hey, I mean Hawaii, that's not bad either. I mean I'm glad we at least got all of these locations and stuff. So I ain't. That's not a criticism. That's just something I'm like, that would have definitely fit if they threw in Casino Park right there, man. But anyways, so yeah. And then of course Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles fighting side by side like they are in like Sonic Heroes or anything else, because again, they're the Power Triangle and stuff. They're Team Sonic and stuff. I'm gonna start calling them the Power Triangle because I feel like yeah. And I like the term Power Triangle. It's the move inside Sonic Heroes where they like gather together and like they form like they hold like no homo, but they hold hands and stuff and like form like yeah and try to like not fly, but what's the word they like free fall or whatever through the air. It's pretty cool. But yeah. So anyway, some of the references, of course, there are references in this movie like Sonic Adventure 1, the pose and stuff, like during the dance. And speaking about the dance, a lot of people didn't like the dance. Now, personally myself, I wasn't crazy about it, but I actually like the dance though. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I actually like the dance. Of course, it's something to tap your feet at or whatever for the kids or whatever. That kind of tone it down a little bit. I get it, but personally myself, I actually like the dance. And then of course it led to that scene where Sonic and Tails were like sleeping and stuff, and like Sonic put that cover over Tails, and then Tails uses Tails to like provide cover for Sonic. So I thought that was pretty cool. I really like that scene. Of course, like I said, they have some really great chemistry and stuff in this movie, and definitely go check it out if you're a fan of Sonic and Tails, like me. But yeah, I really like that. But the dance scene though, the dance scene I actually liked. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so the Sonic Adventures 1 pose, the Sonic Adventures 2 helicopter, if you actually caught that, because when the GU had the like helicopter and stuff, they had that like Sonic, like they had the SA-2 thing, obviously a reference to Sonic Adventures 2. I wanted to blurt that out, but I was like, nah, this is a movie theater and stuff. And then the Sonic 2 manual and stuff, that Agent Stone was lugging around and stuff inside the Death Egg robot. He was like, yeah, I read the manual, and I was like, man, I wanted to laugh so badly. I was like, oh my god, this man has the manual. But that looks pretty cool. So anyway, then Knuckles being called a porcupine. It's a reference to Merlin Saunders, the guy who does the rap for Knuckles' theme. The new porcupine on the block with the buff chest, out the wilderness with the ruggedness. Yeah, where Agent Stone calls him a porcupine, even though Knuckles is a echidna, which they do look a lot similar to porcupines. So yeah, etc. I mean, there's probably a lot of other references that I probably might have missed or that I haven't brought up yet. But yeah, of course, Sonic's growth in this movie from the first movie, this was pretty awesome. The Death Egg robot, Super Sonic, and of course, that post-credit scene with Shadow. Who cannot like that? So that's just about everything I liked about this movie, pretty much in a nutshell. Comment down below what you liked about the movie. We could probably talk about it. Yeah.